The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Zone. It is, wow, we are already 7 months into the year, July, what's today, the 5th. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. Actually, I had stuff to do this week yesterday. It was kind of cool. So went to brunch with some friends who were celebrating my belated birthday, which took place in May. And we just now got opportunity to actually get together. So that was fantastic. Went to a great restaurant with Miss Dawn Strozier and Alicia Matson. Had fun. Also, then I went to some friend's house that I played tennis with, and there was a barbecue over there with tons of people. We had a good time. I left there, went to another friend's house, Miss Tanya Mackey, and she had a great little holiday thing going on there, her annual 4th of July event. And then I rounded back over to where I started, and we had some great fireworks that my brother-in-law had been waiting for the last 2 years to set off. So we had fun yesterday. I hope you guys had a good time as well. So, and you were safe, and I know we all probably ate way too much. And so now we have to work that off. At least I do. I don't know about you guys, but at least I do. So I have to get back to my exercise routine. This month, the Business Zone, which with myself and Mr. Gilbert, and he's on his way in, we are celebrating our 3rd year on the air. And I think we have brought much value to everyone. So if you guys feel that way, please let us know. And but we're kind of moving into a new zone, and so we've made some changes. We'll be making some changes, or have made some changes that we're going to a 1 hour format, and then we're going to have some other expertise come in for about 15 minutes of the show, and then they're going to share with you what they do and some added value to the show. So that should be kicking off soon. We'll be advertising for those individuals, and we have some people lined up that want to do that for 15 minutes of the show. You'll get different viewpoints on business and finance and marketing and branding and all the things that our business owners require in order to run successful micro and small businesses. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to be selling ad space. So if you're interested in running a banner ad or a jingle or a commercial on the show, we are going to be doing that. So reach out to us at 323-906-7006. And again, that's 323-906-7006, 904 actually. And let us know that you're interested in doing that. Marketing is real important, and if you're not doing some sort of marketing for your business, then you truly are missing out on new clients and new customers and word of mouth business and excuse me, all the things that will help you grow your business. Excuse me. So I just want to let you guys know what our new format is, and when Gilbert gets in, hey Katrina, hey Donna, when Gilbert gets in, we'll talk about that. But hey guys, I just finished up our summer biz camp with our kids. And it was absolutely amazing. Hold on one second. It was absolutely amazing. These kids were so good. They just blew me away with their businesses. And they did all of this in a very short period of time. They usually the camp is 3 weeks. And in that 3 weeks, I usually have about 10, 15 days, or 10 to 12 days of actual lecturing to help them understand, the concepts of business and the structuring of business. We really had got cut short because of the holidays, and we had some we had some field trips, and all those things were going on. And so these kids just created these amazing businesses in like 8 days of training and lecturing, and they just put together some awesome business plans. And we will have them on the show. We had 3 winners. One is a business called Just Soaping, a brother and sister. They make organic soaps, and just really, really proud of all of them. And our second place winner was, who was our second place winner? Oh, a young lady that has going to do art on her t-shirts, so digitally graphic art t-shirt she's going to sell, and a portion of the proceeds is going to go back into helping her create an after-school program for low-income children, so that they can have exposure to the creative sides and creating art, and developing a passion for art. And then our third prize winner went to oh, wow, I can't remember. It'll come back to me. But they did a phenomenal job. The judges were so impressed. One of the judges on the spot donated T-shirts to the young lady with the art program. And so he and his wife donated 100 T-shirts so she could get started right away. Oh, I know what it is. The young lady, we had a sister act, brother and sister acts, and then 2 sister acts. And so they had a product called Drinkable, and it was an organic juice with very minimum sugar and a mixture of fruits and vegetables to create this very, very tasteful juice drink, and it was excellent, and they were so good. I was so impressed. And then a young lady that has she won the 4th, and that was her fast pitch. And she has a company called Brianna's Creations, and she did slime. And she's been in business since October of last year. And just as delightful. So each and every one of them was delightful. It was such a pleasure to teach them, and it was a pleasure to be able to. It was a real pleasure, actually, to infuse all this incredible information into them, and then they get up and they pitch, and to watch them and hear yourself in their pitching when they were pitching their business, and the fact that they were able to absorb it. So we're excited about the next level of what this looks like for them. And so now we will be getting ready for session 2, and that starts on Monday. And so it's pretty intense for me, but the outcome is just incredible. Just so impressed with the kids. So stay tuned. And if you're interested in helping out and being a coach or a mentor or a judge, when we do pitch day, if you want to volunteer and come with us for the field trips that we have, we'd love to have you. So if that's the case, give me a call at 323-447-7272, and I will send you the information so you can sign up. We really need those people that are in business to share your wisdom and your knowledge with these young kids, because when we look at the future, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at how we can help our children have a better life and have a life, and entrepreneurship will be part of that. And so it's important that we give back to our kids. I'm so concerned about their future, and that's why this program is so near and dear to me, because it's so important that we help them and we give them all the opportunities and a leverage so that they can really have a great life in the future, and can take over for us, because these young people are going to be our future. They're going to be our future business people. They're future politicians. future everything, educators for for other children. So so if you're interested, let us know. So we're going to take a quick break because now that we're in our hour format, our time comes up real quick. So we're going to take our first break, and I'll be right back. Bye-bye.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your problems. Small Biz Pro is an all-in-one cloud-based business management, compliance, and procurement assistance software platform that keeps small businesses organized, contract-ready, bank loan-ready, with quick access to procurement opportunities, as well as market research data. Here are some of the features and benefits that you receive when you use Small Biz Pro to run your business daily. Superior record keeping at your fingertips, back office management and compliance, quick access to bids and procurement opportunities in government databases. It allows you to conduct easy market research and gather industry statistics. Government certification preparedness and compliance checklists. Easy HR and general operations management functionality. Bank loan readiness preparation and cash flow management. Certified payroll and labor compliance reporting. Business dictionary with defined business terms. A cloud-based business management platform that keeps small businesses organized and ready, even nonprofits. Business documents securely stored in the cloud. Data fully encrypted and protected by triple firewall reinforcements. On-the-spot document retrieval for quick decision-making. Bank-level data security for compliance. Document expiration alerts and advanced notifications. It uses security restrictions to block out unauthorized users, and much more. Try it out today for only $5 for the first 30 days. What are you waiting for? Go to www.smallbizpro.net and register now.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, we're talking about what a small business need to do 6 months after the year starts.
Right. So we're in, when we think about life, you do a physical checkup. Your car really gets checked up on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Right? Everybody does a 3,000 mile on their oil and rotating the tires and checking the fluids and all that sort of stuff. We're supposed to do that with our bodies. We go for our annual checkup, and if you have some chronic illnesses or something, then you're going back to check your blood pressure and your sugar levels and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But how many people actually do a checkup on their business?
Not too many.
Yeah.
Not
They're
too
like
many.
surprised and shocked when something goes wrong.
Yes.
But if you actually create a plan to check up on your business, and this is a good time to do that. It's
Definitely.
June 30th is you're at that end of the first half of the year, and now you're July 1st, and now you need to really start looking and seeing if what areas you need to spend more time assessing and changing and altering and amending and all that stuff.
The first and foremost section, which is the Achilles heel of all businesses, is the financial.
Yes. So keep checking. Yeah, that's the first half of it. That's the first checkpoint is, are you making the money that you need to be making for your business? And if you set that goal at the beginning of the year, if you did your January 1st checkup, then did it work? Did whatever you were planning on putting in place for the year you're in, is it working? So one of the first things is your revenue.
Yeah.
Are you within your budget? Have you exceeded your expectations? Or are you so far under your budget or under what you have projected out for this year?
Exactly.
And if so, what do you need to do about it?
Right.
How do you go about making those adjustments in order to take the second year? And if you had shortfalls what exactly do you need to do
Right,
is
right.
to make up for the shortfall
Right.
and hopefully still be able to reach your goal at
Right.
the end of the year.
So pretty much the essence of this is, if you're planning at the beginning of the year, you're planning on generating $250,000 in sales by December 31st, 2019. This is now the end of June. So therefore, you should have already generated 125,000. Have you?
Right, exactly.
Have you?
Right, exactly. And if you haven't, what didn't work?
What didn't work, or is the 125 pending? Did you already do the work and there's accounts receivables where there's money coming in, but you haven't been paid yet?
Right, exactly. And exactly. And then have you also identified other streams of income that can come in?
Yes.
One of the things when I was teaching the kids in the Biz Camp this summer was how many multiple streams could your business actually make? And so we actually I had that discussion with them, and they had to identify in one of the activities we did was, if you were in the t-shirt business, what were some other ways that you could make money in addition to selling your t-shirts? And
that's a very, very good way of looking at it, Crystal, because gone are the days when you come out with just one product line and expect to rely on that. It doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist because you can sink. You will sink.
You will sink
if you only have that one.
Every company that I know out there right now, they have multiple streams of revenues, multiple streams.
Mm-hmm. And you have to be able to identify. It doesn't have to be, you want somebody doing like 19 different types of businesses that have no relationship to one another. Mm-hmm. But within your own business, then you can, like in my business, I derive revenue from coaching. Mm-hmm. I derive revenue from actual services that I provide with my bookkeeping skill sets. I derive revenue from now the affiliate marketing. I have revenue coming in from there.
Classroom trainings,
webinars. So I have like 4 or 5 different, and I know which area or which skill I should be using during which time of the year.
Yes.
Because, the accounting piece is much more lucrative and people are interested in it is from the beginning of the year.
Yes.
My corporate people who are, if they did an extension, now we're actually, okay, now I need to get ready for the second, their taxes is going to be due, that they extended, right, in late August. Yeah. And so now they're working on that piece of theirs. But your regular individual micro business owners, that's more training.
Exactly.
Because they need more information at that time. And I won't be with them accounting, and if I'm doing classes for QuickBooks, it's not going to happen until beginning of the year of next year. Yes. So having multiple streams. So really take a look at your business and see, based upon what's going on in the world today, that can help you generate more revenue.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that.
Right.
The next thing that you may want to look at, to do your checkup. So the first thing is going to be financial, because of course that's the lifeblood of your business.
Right.
The second thing you may want to look at is the infrastructure of your business. How's it set up? Is it set up to make your life easier? Is it set up where you can just go in, get what you need, cut a deal on the spot, and things are fine?
Right.
And a lot of that includes your accounts receivable, your accounts payable, your marketing documents, all of those things, certifications if you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Making sure that your business is set up. And if you aren't set up properly, structural wise, but let's say you want to become certified, well, it's time, and you've been operating as a sole proprietor. Mm-hmm. And also, this past everybody who did file their taxes in this year, April, some of you were really hit with some major tax bills. Mm-hmm. So this is another reason you want to really do your checkup now, because it is truly affecting you now.
Yes.
So you want to make sure why did you, first you want to find out why you had to pay so much money. And was it because you weren't tracking all of your expenses and they weren't included in? Or maybe you weren't making enough money that you had no write-offs.
Right. Exactly.
And you needed the write-off. Hey, Lori, how are you? And you needed the write-offs in order to do that. And the other piece, and we talk about this all the time when we talk about revenue, are any of your customers draining your energy but not creating any more revenue for you?
That is a very, very good one. And I'm looking into the camera right now as I speak because I am a victim of that. Many of my clients, they say the 80-20 rule. That 20% of your client will suck up 80% of your time. That has happened to me so many times because I'm trying to be a shepherd. I'm trying to help all these businesses, even the ones that, are not ready and the ones I shouldn't be spending time with. I still try to help them. So it takes away from my paying customers, my legitimately paying customers, who don't need that much work.
Yeah.
So, yes, you really, really want to identify those quickly.
And cut them loose. And or refer them. I get calls and I'm really restructuring some of how my practice operates. And so I'm starting to identify people that I trust or people that I've already taught how to use QuickBooks. And I'm identifying those and I'm starting to refer out.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you really, there's a point in your business where, you're running after everything, right? You got to have every dime that comes through the window, through the door, right?
Yeah.
But then you're like, wow, I'm spending so much time on this little stuff. Yeah. And I am so much more valuable, or what the experience and the skill sets that I've evolved in, where I've evolved to is not that, I'm above that now. It's just I'm going in a different direction. Yes. And so being able to know that at some point in your business, and that's why checkups are important.
Oh, yes.
Maybe it's time I can pass this one on.
Yeah.
Right? And you can take a kickback from it. I mean, get a little percentage of it, more income.
I totally agree. And another thing that you really don't want to get caught in a bad situation of is, again, like I say, I have the shepherd mentality where, I'm that shepherd who has 100 sheep and I don't want to lose any one of them. Even if they're not functioning up to par, I'm still trying to protect them and still trying to guide them to their maximum potential. Some of that doesn't work. So I was referred someone, and the person who referred this client to me, this person is a respected person. So I respect her a lot. And she referred this client to me who needs a lot of help. So this person said they need their certification. So I said, okay, let me help you with your certification. So as I do before, I generally do an assessment to see, are they certification ready, what they need, and all of that kind of stuff. So I did all of that. And when I was doing that, it came up a little murky. And I said, you know what? It seems as if this person doesn't have what it takes. But then, they keep demonstrating some level of urgency. I got to get the certification. I really need it. So I said, okay, I'm going to try to work with this person. This person sucked up so much of my time. It's unbelievable. Even that way at night, this person is emailing me, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm going, wait a second. And then just the way that this person was speaking in the email, it's like I'm his son.
Yeah.
I'm going,
and
wait a second.
Obligated.
And I'm obligated. And we didn't even sign a contract yet. So I'm going, wait a second. So anyway, I try to help them to the best of my ability. Generated a contract, sent it to this person. Person signed the contract. And I said, first, look over the contract, make sure you agree with it. Then let's sign it, move forward. He looked it over. He agreed with it. And then after the contract is signed, I start requesting additional information to begin doing the certification. Then all of a sudden, this person said, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to do this again. I'm going, you do know that in my contract, it said that any money that is paid up front is not going to be refundable.
Right.
Because all the time and effort that it takes for me to do research, generate this for you, putting together those proposals, Crystal, it takes a lot of time, at least 40 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
And your time is valuable.
Yes.
So you have to, we have to learn. And again, that's your stream of income.
Exactly.
Right? Revenue is, and making sure that you're not getting insufficient revenue for the time that you're expending.
Exactly.
Because we're in business.
Exactly.
So you almost have to think, I think the best professionals that are good at that are attorneys.
Yes.
Because they charge minute you pick up the phone. You on the clock. And they'll let you know. Okay, and you'll be billed for whatever time.
They send you a fax and they bill you for that.
And so, those of us that are in service-based businesses, we should probably take some lessons. Maybe we're going to bill for every minute. But I think it in the contract, which is another thing you need to be reviewing. Are your contracts boilerplated, or do you really, based upon what you've been doing for business, is it time to revisit them and restructure? And add in that little, whatever you've done from the day you picked up the phone and they start talking to you and you went to work for them. Now I'm on the clock. And because I had a client recently and they try, with accounting piece, because I train and I teach. So, there's a certain relationship that's happening there. And then, of course, they're like, oh, well, we can just get her to do it. Right? And then, but then they try to get 2 for 1. So I had something that happened recently. No, that quote, and I make it very, very clear in my contract. This is for this year, and this is what I'm going to do line by line. And anything else after that is an additional cost, because I've had that situation multiple times where, can't you do the next year? As one?
And can't you do the back here that I didn't do and include it in this
and that's
for the
like
same
a whole
price?
year, understanding that I got to plug in every transaction that took place in 12 months.
Plus, you got to do research. Plus, you got to cross-check and make sure that the data they're giving you is really relevant to what you're trying to do.
Right, exactly. And then you got to reconcile it. So all of that takes a lot of time. And that's why I really start teaching, because from my standpoint, if I'm going to charge you, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It's actually, the training classes I do are far cheaper for you to learn how to do it, and as opposed to hiring me, because my rates are much higher than what I'm training you for. And so, but again, that's on us, is to check and see if we're overexerting. And this is anybody in the audience that has a business. It's always time to go back and make sure that you are not overdoing and not getting paid. And when you can't meet your expenses, that's a problem.
Exactly.
That means that, and especially from a service base, it's easy, or I think when you have a product, because it's a pretty clear cut exchange. Here's the product. Here's the cash, and we're done. But service businesses,
a lot of intangibles,
and that you can find yourself really getting behind the 8 ball if you're not going back to check and see. And then the other thing is just making sure whatever those resources, whatever those revenue streams, that they're still relevant today. And then also identifying those new relevant revenue streams that can really help your business. Hey, Candance. And now I know Candance got her thing together, boy. She be tangible, and she has a service-based business. But
did you want to go ahead and take a quick break?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break.
And then we'll come back in. So we'll go ahead and take, let's do a 1 minute break. And then we'll come right back. So you're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Take a break.
Subcontractors and small businesses are very good at performing their craft. But when it comes to managing their paperwork and efficiently running their business, not so much. That is why Buchanan & Associates, a multiple award-winning supplier diversity business management, technical support, coaching, and compliance firm is here to help you. Buchanan & Associates possesses core competencies in small business paperwork and government compliance, back office management and business support, business infrastructure and organizational development, light rail transportation program management, assisting small businesses in packaging and submitting their minority, woman-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprise certifications. We even match you up with contract opportunities. Buchanan and Associates has delivered more than 7,500 hours of training to subcontractors by preparing them to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready with the ability to quickly access key documents in seconds. Buchanan and Associates help subcontractors accurately prepare, manage, and submit certified payroll, contract compliance, and labor compliance reports to primes so that they can get paid on time without delays. If you need to meet your disadvantaged business or small business enterprise participation goals, Buchanan and Associates can help you. If you need a qualified and experienced firm to oversee your subcontractors so that you can successfully complete your projects, Buchanan and Associates can help you. We help all businesses organize and set up their company the right way so that they can formally pursue contracts. Buchanan and Associates has assisted subcontractors and primes secure more than $90 million in contract awards. What are you waiting for? Contact Buchanan and Associates today, the small business paramedic. Go to www.thebuchanangroup.net and begin saving now.
So we're back on the Business Zone with Crystal.
Hey, so now business check number 2, which is really important, is expenses. So tracking those expenses, being that, you know, I go through and peruse through people's business checking account statements all the time, their credit card statements. And one of the biggest eater of your money is the fact that you set up these automatic payments for services that are coming out of your bank account, and you may not remember that you have done that.
That's a great point, Crystal.
And so then you're going and you realize it when money's a little tight and you're trying to get money to come in. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Hey, 2 Michelles, and you're trying to go, what is this? And now you're looking, right? Because when money's flush, you don't
you don't pay attention.
You don't even pay attention.
Right.
But when your receivables are not coming in when they're supposed to come in, now you got to look at everything. Right. So then you realize, like, whoa, how come I have a Vistaprint coming out? And what am I doing with Vistaprint other than my business card?
And it was supposed to be a one-time only payment.
Right. So why is that happening? Yesterday, I had a charge, and I happened to be looking for something else. Someone else was saying that they hadn't received the check that I had sent to them, but I had to go into my bank account to see that the check had cleared. So I had done that, and then I'm like, what is this charge? It's like a $200 charge. And I went, what the heck is this? And so, of course, the phone numbers are always there on your checking on the line item. And I called and said, excuse me, what is this?
Who are you, and why are you taking money out of my account?
Right. And so, and I know this was something that they do on a regular, because when they tell you, oh, no problem, just send us a quick little email, we'll immediately take it off. So something, opting in on something, because sometimes that's what happens. You opt in on one or purchase of one thing, but sometimes when you're downloading, you have to be really careful because some other program or software is attached to that. So you really got to read that stuff. And so I was like, $200? Are you out of your mind? No, I wouldn't have opted in for anything that's $200. So, and so they took it off, but you really have to do that. And I think I had something from Venmo from years ago that I didn't realize that I had. I think I had some when I was teaching a class a couple of years ago. I had, and this has been going on for a minute, and I finally got it straightened out, that one of the students that came through an organization, they didn't have a credit card because their bosses were paying, and so we do an online, when I do the online training for QuickBooks.
So you did it through your card? I
did it to my card, and so I'm like, whoa, what is this? So really, guys, cannot be, because those, even $10 or $9.99 or that starts to add up every month.
Because 1 year of $9.99, that's like $120.
$120, and so you really need to look at that, and then also calculate. You're welcome, Athea. You really have to calculate how much you're spending out in those electronic deductions every month, and see if that's eating into your profit. Because if you already got a problem that you don't have enough cash flow coming in, then you think, and maybe at one point it was useful to you, but now it's time to reevaluate and see if you need to get rid of those, because that is really costing you money. And a lot of times at the end of the day, you don't even remember, so you're not even writing it off on your expenses.
Exactly.
And if you're not taking care of your books every month, you really don't know.
That is true. And that's why it's so critical for small businesses to take care of their books every month. If you don't have the time to do it, hire a bookkeeper, hire someone who you can pay, have them do it once a month or twice a month, but have somebody else do it. We know that for small businesses, doing your finances and your bookkeeping is your Achilles heel. That means it's something you don't want to do. You hate doing. I get it. But make sure you have someone else who is qualified to do it for you, so you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. But then you instruct them to let you know if there's something that you've signed up for and they see a repetitive of that, and have them, when they give you a report on this, have them give you a P&L. You take it, glance over it because you don't understand what you're looking at in the first place, and file it away in a cabinet and say, okay, at least I did my financial. You really should be using that particular document to monitor. That's part of the checkup piece, and you can check and see if there's things on there and that seem out of the norm, or you don't remember even signing up for it, and it's been years, and then you can check back and see. Thank you, Carolyn. What's the reasonable cost for a bookkeeper's fee? Depends. If they're somewhere between $45 an hour, if it's just straight clerical, they might charge between $40 to $45 an hour. If you're wanting them to have more knowledge and where they can help you can dance with understanding your financial statements and doing, when they sit down with you, you're actually pouring over and making sure you're in the right place for whatever it is you need. Or if you're going for a loan, then this individual needs to be a lot more savvy in what they do, and then at that point you could pay anywhere from $65 to $125 an hour. So it just depends. But even if it's $125, generally that might be $250 every quarter.
Right. Which is not really bad, because if you were to hire that bookkeeper to be permanent or a long-term employee within your organization, you're going to end up spending at least $1,000 a month anyway for that person if they're going to be there every day doing bookkeeping and some other things, maybe marketing or whatever. Because any employee that you hire, you got to look at it this way. If you hire an employee within your organization to be there every day, you're going to have to pay them at least $1,000 for the month. At least
$1,000 a month. So it does, and usually it may not be you need them to come in every month,
right?
But every quarter they should come in, and then you may spend a little bit more at the end of the year when they're doing year end, making sure everything is taken care of.
So if you're paying $250 a month or $150 to $250, that's not really bad.
No, not when you look at if you were actually paying them for the whole month.
Yeah, that's not really bad, So,
and I've had a lot of my clients, and there's some of them, you're welcome, there's a lot of them that I've had. I just go in every 2 months.
Yeah.
I go in and do some of my churches. I go in and do the financial reports. And I'm the one that can tell them, when we look at it for the full year, I can also tell them what their peaks and valleys are.
Yeah.
And I'll go, what happened last month, or, maybe when you do your retreat, you might need a different strategy, because it seems like your people are just moving retreat money, tithes and offerings over to the retreat, and you're not making any more money.
So you're taking from Peter and putting it in Paul's pocket.
So those are some of the things that I do. So I do them on a quarterly, every 2 months basis, and then I have some other clients that I might do every 6. I try not to go past 3 months, because it's really too much time and effort for me to do that. And so getting them to understand that. But sometimes, they think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then they come back like, you know what? This ain't happening.
Exactly.
Right. So
exactly.
then they become a client.
And the reason for that is many small businesses, you're good at your craft. You're a champion at your craft. You're good at everything you do. But when it comes to managing your business, that's not your strong suit.
Right.
So you need to hire people who are good in that. They say stay in your lane. Stay in your lane when it comes to doing the science of your business, the art of your business. When it comes to the science, which is the business, the management piece, bring in resources to help you out. I think that's a good way.
Yeah, I think so. And now the other area that you should spend some time on is your receivables. So receivables, some businesses don't have receivables, but here's where another one of those streams of income. I just was I'm consulting and doing a pro forma for a client that's father owns a candy store in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing the cash flow pro forma. So one of the things I had to ask and was where did all their resources come? For most people think candy store is all one-to-one, right?
Yeah.
Here it's cash and carry. They come in buy candy, but they actually have a balance. They actually have, because when I'm looking at their financials, like, where are these large sums of money coming from? Well, they're selling wholesale to other organizations, to party planners, and candy displays are really big, and then they're in the South, so they have some products that's unique to the Southern people, and so they're selling that out to big groups of people in other stores. So really look, your receivables are good for you if you're going after loans, because that's like cash waiting to come in.
It shows you're collecting your money.
So sometimes you want to have the ability to do your exchange, your one-on-one exchange, and consumer to consumer, business to consumer, but you also would like to evolve your business so you're also doing B2B, and then you're being able to sell your product or your service on a wholesale, and then by invoicing those individuals, then you have money coming in. But the key is to stay on top of the past due invoices. So
got to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
And you want to keep this in mind also, because many of you small businesses right now, you're just doing transactional business where the money is coming in. They come in, they purchase your product or service, you give it to them, you collect the money. But at some point, you're going to think about contracts. When you're thinking of contracts, they want to see how well you collect your receivables. Now, your receivables, if it's anywhere from 1 to 30 days, if you're collecting within that time frame, it's a good thing. But anything over 30 days, now you're in a different category, because if it's beyond 30, beyond 60, beyond 90, now they're calling it aging. Anything over 30 days is aging. That means it's old.
Yeah.
30 days, beyond 30 is old. So now you got to explain to your certification agencies or to your new vendors why your agings are so high, why there's so much money outstanding that you're not collecting. That's a problem.
That's a big problem. So you want to be able to make sure you're collecting on your receivables. Review, again, a bookkeeper can help you with that, because they can run you an aging report. But if you can do that as well, so, getting a software program, QuickBooks, you can do online. There's so many products out there that are really simple to use. But if you are invoicing, don't just create an invoice in Excel. There's no way to track that. You really need an accounting program. And there are so many very simple ones where you can then get a report to find out. Even PayPal, if you can't figure out anything else, just do PayPal, and PayPal will provide a aging report, and also you can set it up where you can let it know how often it's supposed to repeat and send out that invoice if you haven't gotten a payment. So PayPal will work, and you can get a business PayPal account with a card so that you can pull in and out of money and use that, and you can transfer it over. PayPal is excellent. If you can't figure out how to use a QuickBooks or the Xero or any other software, or you can just use PayPal, but do not use your invoicing system just through an Excel, because there is no way to track and keep track of your receivables and how old they're sitting on your books. So that's that one. The final one because we're already 10 minutes. I think we got about 10 minutes of the show left.
Yeah.
The final one is be careful if you have contractors. That classification is really, really important. Not everybody is a contractor anymore. Your 1099s have changed drastically. I have a lot of people that have gotten hit hard, and they're still coming down until there's some sort of uniform grouping of people that are fighting. Maybe there needs to be a union for contractors.
Yeah, there should be. And when Crystal says contractor, she's not talking about a regular contractor who build your house, who is in the construction trade. We're talking about people who are not your employees. These are people you bring in and you pay them on a 1099 basis. Those are what they refer to as contractors.
Right. So they're not and if you are monitoring their actions, they are on a time restraint on when you want something done, you're providing the equipment for them. And the new classification, if they're in the same business that you're in, say like a hairdresser, and you're renting booth space in your shop, then they're doing the same, then the classifications have changed. So you really want to look into that and reevaluate that and possibly sometimes when they're in those environments, there's no contracts.
Right.
You know, they may hop from shop to shop,
yeah.
but you need to have a contract that says you're
right.
coming in because you're a short hair specialist or some sort of colorist,
right.
and you're coming in addition to doing hair, but maybe you're coming in to teach they're coming in to teach your hairstylist.
Right.
So think about that, guys. So that's really important. Now the question is, how often do you need to do a checkup?
Uh-huh.
So think about it every quarter.
Every quarter.
Put it in your appointment book,
yeah.
and put a notification so it reminds you like a month before the quarter is
yeah.
up, so that you can start pulling things together and realizing, keep it so that your mind is like, oh yeah, I need to check this out and I need to see. Block that time out on your calendar. Don't skip it for no matter what. And then definitely every half a year. So right now, that's what we're talking to you about, because now you still have another 6 months to really, if you were going to make that $250,000, as we said at the top of the show, that was what your goal was, and you're at 125.
Mm-hmm.
Now's no time to slow down, because
right.
you still got another 125 to make. Or if you didn't, let's say you're 10, 15, 20,000 short of your 125,
mm-hmm.
now go back, reevaluate, and look at all those areas that we spoke on and see if there's a way to make that up before you get to the next half.
And just put strategies in place that will help you to generate those revenues. For example, if you're doing what you're doing right now and you're not at that 125,000 marker that you were supposed to be at, then one way of remedying this is probably trying to obtain a government contract. A government contract could easily take you to your goal. It could easily put you over the limit of your goal, but you got to be ready for government contracts. You got to have all your papers in order. You got to be compliant, which leads me to my next point real quickly. If you're a corporation out there, I'm talking to you right now, corporations. If you are running a corporation, one of the key documents that you want to maintain, and I say on a quarterly basis, I'd rather you do it monthly, but if you can't do it on a quarterly basis, I want you to make sure your meeting minutes are written every quarter, your meeting minutes. And that meeting minutes is going to say, well, you designed a marketing plan this month or this quarter, or you met with these guys, you did this, you hired employees, whatever it is to grow your business, develop your business is what you're going to talk about in your meeting minutes. I have seen too many corporations come to me and their meeting minutes is written annually. The SBA, Metro, the city, they don't want to see that. Because if they're going to help you with if they're going to award you a contract, they want to see that you've been maintaining your meeting minutes monthly or quarterly, not annually. Yes, there is a meeting minute that you do annually, but that's in conjunction with the regular one that you've done either monthly or quarterly.
Right. So that's what you do. So we're going to challenge you guys to setting 3 goals that and activities, and 3 key activities that will help you reach your goals and keep your business growing and thriving for years to come. But make this a habit. Is important, because if you're just doing business and you're spinning your wheels and you find that you can't even meet your business expenses, nor is your business paying you enough money for you to really be devoting all this time to, then it's an evaluation time anyway. So it's important that you just don't go about doing business just to do business.
Right.
Have plans and procedures in place and strategizing to make sure that this business is doing exactly what you wanted to do when you first created the concept or the idea that you wanted to be in business. And also just definitely look at different ways. The business world and the world in itself is changing every single day. So don't get left out and trying to figure out how you can catch up. Just be above the curve and see how you can create a business that can be beneficial for yourself and your family, but as well as your customers. So just to reiterate for our last little few minutes, your revenue, your expenses, your receivables, and making sure that your business classifications are in place, so that those are the key factors. Now, there are other factors as well, and we'll probably go into some of those next week on marketing. You know, that's another key factor to check up on. So we'll talk about that next week and that's probably the show by itself. Is where the areas that you need to be looking at to make sure your marketing efforts are working for you. And if you don't have any, we definitely need to talk about that.
And that plan that Crystal just told you guys that you need to put together in order to execute what we just talked about and implement it properly, I would like each and every one of you to give us a call next week on our show next week. Our show starts at 3 and it goes from 3 to 4. That's a new time, 3 to 4. So here's a phone number I want you guys to call next week. It's 323-293-3375. 323-293-3375. Give us a call next week with the plan that you have, and we'll go over it on air with you and help you out.
And if you have any other questions that we may have some answers for you, we'd be glad. That's why we're here, guys. But it's really important. We need you, and our community needs you to be able to elevate and step up your business to that next level. We have to stop doing micro businesses for like 25 years and move into small and then medium size and then bigger businesses, scaling those up. So that requires, you to really address what that looks like for you. But planning is important to your business. So that's pretty much what we have for you today.
And just remember, resources are drying up. So you don't have too many of those public organizations out there to help you, to provide you assistance, because the government is drying up those resources. That's why Crystal and I are here to help you guys. You're getting free service on the air. So take advantage of it.
Consultation services for free on the air. However, with our new format, we're also going to start doing some advertisement. If you are interested in put a commercial on our show, give us a call. And as well as we're going to be looking for a 15-minute spot for a 10 to 15-minute spot for an individual to come on the show to create their brand and build on their brand and
promote their brand.
Yes. So if you're interested in that, reach out to us, and we're going to be running some ads and so forth, so that and marketing the show to bring on more viewers. But that's kind of where we are. And for right now, we're at a 1-hour format. So you got to tune in, and hopefully you guys are watching and will share it and pass it on, and that it has been helpful for you. So we're at 3:58. Let's see, any new stuff quickly?
Well, I've got a workshop coming up July 16th for GLAC, and this is going to be over at 5120 Gold Leaf Place or Circle over off Slauson. So make sure you show up from 9 to 11 on the 16th. We're going to go over capability statement, and each one of you will walk out of that workshop with a capability statement.
Okay, and then I'm starting the second session of the Biz Camp on July 8th. So if you're interested in being a coach or a volunteer, we'd love to have you come talk to the kids. A judge, the judging is the class is going from July 8th to July 26th, I think, is our graduation. So we'd love to have you come out and talk to the kids. It's such a rewarding part of my business life, so I would love to extend that to you. So if you're interested in that, give me a call at 323-447-7272. And thank you, Michelle. Michelle says, great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
So this is our new format, guys. It'll probably be fewer guests and more of this, because we got an hour to do this stuff in, and giving you more information on how to really grow your business, because we need you to do that. And it is now 4:00, so we want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Have a fantastic weekend.
And you've been listening to the Business Zone with
Crystal
Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Tune in next Friday at 3 p.m. MorrisMediaLive.com. We're out.
We're out. Bye-bye, guys.
As a small biz pro, that's how we roll. Using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, that's how we grow. Using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.